We are about 15 or so miles northwest of world-famous Miami Beach as we are set for football at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami Gardens. This crowd a few minutes ago stirred into action at the side of their Dolphins emerging from the Hard Rock Stadium tunnels, and we're ready to go as the Dolphins get set to match up with the New York Jets. Tucker McCann's got it set up and ready to go. And we are underway from Hard Rock Stadium. Here comes Jalen Waddle from his end zone. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. Throwing is Dolgala. That's complete to his tight end, Mike Gesicki. And he's able to break out of one tackle, but then quickly brought down. Only a couple for him there on the game's first play, and it's 2nd down. Here's Dolgala. Got a man. It's the rookie Jalen Waddle. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. Good work after the catch. Going to net him 23 and a first.
Of course, the catch was nice, but how about what happened after? Able to stay on his feet and gain all that additional yardage. So many of these slot guys, I think, have running back in their background.
And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down.
How best to describe that one? I'd say right down Broadway on that run.
A straight ahead running. I think that might be something we see a lot of between the tackles today.
Well, he's enjoying things so far here this afternoon. Sees a crease.
Oh, looking for Waddle, but it's intercepted. Picked up by Josh Jones. And the Jets are going to take possession of the football as they force the turnover on the opening drive. Well, that is a quick lesson on how difficult this defense is to throw against. An interception on their initial drive of the ball game.
Now we know why their offensive staff spent the entire week awake trying to prepare for this one, because you can't totally shy away from throwing the football. But at the same time, you're looking at them and going, where are the weaknesses? How are we going to move it?
One of the top defenses in the NFL for a reason. We just saw one example right there. Now they're going to get about 3 here out of this first down run, and that'll bring up 2nd and 7.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know he was trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
Coleman going to get it again on 2nd down. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
That's a very nice game there. A confidence-building run. Love the execution up front, and the way he pressed the hole, absolutely perfect.
They'll run with Coleman on first down. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot, he had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
Now a loose football. Coleman lost it. And this is picked up by the Dolphins. And the return stops just a little bit shy of midfield at the 48-yard line. There are two words that we hear coaches say all of the time. One starts with a B, one starts with an S, ball security.
And they preach it. They have it up in meeting rooms, right? You see the signs. They talk about it all the time. But still, when you got defenders out there who are preaching, hey, we're going to take the ball away from you, no matter what position you play, you've got to take care of the rock.
Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down. Well, these two division rivals, the schedule maker gave them a couple of second-half meetings this year. They met for the first time back in Week 11, and it was the visitors getting the win there, so they'll be looking for the sweep back here at home. Oh, that's into double coverage and intercepted. Picked off at the 30. And he will take this all the way down to the 38-yard line. And not the first quarter that he was hoping for. Now 2 interceptions thrown.
Well, the good ones, they find a way to compartmentalize, right? Put these behind them, have that short memory, but understand why they threw the 2 interceptions. They go on and usually play a pretty decent game. Other quarterbacks, they have a hard time getting past it and often put the ball up for grabs the rest of the ball game.
And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Jerome Baker there on the tackle.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. Off the play fake. Here's Jackson. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete. The turnover put him in great field position. They don't want to squander it with 3rd down coming up.
No, not at all. And you know what else you do? You make your defense mad.
Yeah.
They got you the football, gave you a great opportunity. You got to cash in and get some points.
Complete pass on 2nd down. Now they need a big play here. 3rd and 10. Out of the gun. Here's Wilson. And he hits his running back, Tevin Coleman. Now a loose football. Coleman lost it. And this is picked up by the Dolphins. There he goes, left side.
Oh, yeah, that's how we do it.
Brought all the way back. A fumble recovery and taken to the house for a Miami touchdown. Fumbles, that's how you get in the coach's doghouse. The first one lost and it hurt. This time you lose it and it's taken in for a score. It really hurt.
And about that doghouse, it won't exactly be comfortable, and it definitely won't be air-conditioned.
Milk bones?
None.
So here's the kickoff now as he'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. Well, from deep in the end zone, he's going to bring it. And deep in his own territory, he coughs up the football. And this is picked up by the Dolphins. And down inside the red zone at the 19-yard line. You know, it's great to be a Pro Bowl quarterback, all-pro wide receiver. Those guys get all the endorsements. But we've seen a lot of guys carve out a great career as a special teams ace.
And it's one of the most important parts of the game. We can talk offense and defense all we want, but the third phase, special teams, that can be the...
There's Fuller for a Dolphin touchdown. Will Fuller, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Dolphins are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Early on, they have all facets of the game working in tandem.
Yeah, you give the defensive touchdown early to give you the first score, and then your offense piggybacks on top of that and gets their own. And any coach we've ever talked to, we've had that conversation with them prior to the game. They always say, you know, if we can score on defense or special teams, that gives us like a 95% chance of winning the game. I don't know if that number's correct, but it certainly does tend to play out that way, doesn't it?
It does. Now a hit and a loose football. And this is picked up by the Dolphins. So they've got the football, and they'll start right on the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. Now Dogala. Quickly into the hands of Fuller. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And it'll be second and very short.
I think a lot of people ask the same question all the time. Why do we see so many slants in the red zone? Well, the windows are tighter. Everything's more condensed. It has to be quicker, and you've got to deliver the ball on time. Your biggest worry, ball gets tipped in the air, because if that happens, then it's fair game for the defense.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And here he'll get it down to the 7. It's a 3-yard pickup, and that sets up first and goal. Well, we know it's a tough mission for this defense to hold them to a field goal after that long kick return, but they're one play away from doing it.
They certainly are very close to accomplishing what they needed to get done, because they've treated this like a sudden change. You know, when the offense turns the ball over on a fumble or an interception, before you go out, you get together as a defense and go, sudden change, keep your poise, be ready to go. That's exactly what this group has done.
Caught on the slant. A gain of 7 that time. Second and goal.
A gain of 7 brings up second and goal at the 1-yard line.
Check.
18, they'll look to throw. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
My first thought is surprise, because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
This could very well be 4-down territory, but right now we focus on 3rd and goal from the 1. He'll look to throw. That is caught by Waddle. Touchdown, Miami. Jalen Waddle, his 11th touchdown on the year. And the Dolphins are able to extend that advantage. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And that makes the score 21-0. So how about this for a start? 21-0 here in the first as they kick this one away. And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here, or an inability to put any points up. And oh my goodness, he loses it again. And this is picked up by the Dolphins. And they're already in the red zone. The 18-yard line is where they take over. 21-0 our score after 1. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18.
45's the mic. 45's the mic. All you get is a headache. All you get is a headache. Check 45.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And this is incomplete.
And to put it mildly, this is a tough spot defensively. They have to come right back out and defend their red zone. But how about that good first step towards forcing them to settle for at least 3 points? I think they're also thinking bigger right now. Imagine being able to stop them totally and change the momentum.
Check. Fresno. Check 50. No. Off.
Hands it off out of the gun. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. Sets him up nicely. 1st and goal. It was a pickup of 14. All right, I got to ask you, with these RPOs, essentially the quarterback has 3 options, right? So what's different from that versus the triple option that we see the service academies run at the college level?
As a general rule, the triple option.
And he is in. Touchdown, Miami. His 7th touchdown on the ground and 10th overall. And the Dolphins continue to pull away here in this first half. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And that makes the score 28-0. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And they'll let that one go as it skips. Through the back of the end zone for a touchback. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And they had the fumble last time that led to a touchdown. That's a no-no. Pressure comes and Wilson's going to go down. Christian Wilkins. He's the one that got home and takes him down for a loss of 9. Back quite a ways here, facing 2nd and 19. Another try after the first down sack. Wilson gets this to his running back. That's Jalen Samuels. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. A gain there of 21 yards. On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. He will find the rookie from Ole Miss, Elijah Moore. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
43 is the mic, boys. 43. Check.
Now it's Wilson. And that went a little too high as it's knocked away and incomplete.
They've given up a few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
Let's set a tone, fellas. Let's set a tone.
He'll get 3 up to midfield. Pretty good little 2-play sequence there. You force the incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or 2 because you want to try and defend on 3rd down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
They go play action now. Wilson. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 47. And they take possession 2 yards away from midfield at the 48-yard line. That time defensively looked like they showed quite a bit of pressure but backed off, and it proved fruitful. They get the pick.
He went through all of his rules about getting rid of the ball quickly because he read blitz. He saw all those people stacked at the line of scrimmage, and then they fooled him by dropping into coverage. Now he's ready to get rid of the ball fast, but guess what? Too many defenders out there. Exactly as you described, an interception.
Now a throw to the end zone on 1st down, but it winds up incomplete.
That was nice work there defensively to force incompletion. Now, even though this drive started in plus territory, they're still not in field goal range yet. So they can work towards another couple of stops and not allowing that turnover to hurt.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. And he's got his tight end. It's Mike Gesicki. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives them a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
36.
On play action, they'll throw. Got a man. It's Waddle, complete. And he is going to have the Dolphins 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, The alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is a force of nature at the defensive tackle position. Yes, he's as big as they come, but still plenty agile. He's able to make a nice play there to swallow up the ball carrier.
Let's get off the field, D. Check safety, check safety. Crunch. Check.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. And he's got his tight end, Gesicki, in the end zone. Touchdown, Dolphins. Mike Gesicki with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Dolphins open the lead up to 34-0. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And that would extend this big lead. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. Moore now to return. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. That's good for 28 yards. So now 1st and 10 as they've crossed into Miami territory at the 43. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Now it's the backup Newton. Oh, not sure he saw the linebacker there as that's batted down and incomplete.
And that's a nice job there because you've got to play the ball, not the man when in coverage. That'll keep you away from a lot of needless penalties, and he's able to knock that one away.
2nd and 10 from the 33-yard line. Wilson. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked up by Javon Holland. And the Dolphins will take over here at their own 12-yard line. So now it appears they're going to accept the penalty, which means take away the interception. Also means keep your defense on the field. Don't understand this one bit. This is 1st and goal and a golden chance to get a score back here before halftime. Here's Wilson. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Partner, this is almost an unwinnable spot for a defense. They have to come right out for a 1st and goal trying to stop them. But let me hold on a second. Let me take that back real quick. They can win here if they force a field goal try. Still a long ways away from that happening, but that has to be what they're thinking right now.
And he's in. Touchdown, Jets. Michael Carter, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Jets are at least able to knock the deficit down a bit.
I'm not sure that they have illusions right now of, okay, we're going to score 8 times in a row and we're going to be terrific. But to get one, that was huge for them. That has to feel much better right now.
And you do have, you're still in the first half. You do have the entire second half. There's something about that goose egg that just looked bad on that board, but now they've broken it.
Yeah, broken through. Can they maintain the pace? We'll see as we go along.
McCann's got it teed up. Here comes Jalen Waddle from his end zone. And he returns this to the 22. First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. They are just putting things together so well here, drive after drive. They really have captured the momentum, haven't they?
They've taken momentum and pretty much not just given him a jersey, but a seat on the bench as well. Whatever do you need, you've got it, because the way they're stringing things together and creating that distance between them and their opponent is really hard to narrow that gap. And the other part is they're taking their spirit away from them, too.
Yeah, now they're just looking to add to that total. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. 62 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here this first half. Seemed like a couple sets of eyes were on the quarterback, so he decided, hey, I'm going to hand this off. Got a good gain out of it.
And you know you need good blocking up front in order to gain yardage, but every one of these RPOs, if you do it right and they look the same, whether it's handed off inside or the quarterback keeps it, that allows you to fool the defense so often. And in this case, fooled them with the inside run. Oftentimes when you're losing a game and the team's still throwing with this kind of a lead, you start playing a little more physically. And they took that opportunity right there to be extremely physical and force that incompletion.
On second down, they'll try and run the counter. And he'll take it across midfield down into Jet territory. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. And able to find Gesicki as tight end. And he is going to have the Dolphins first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Now a timeout called for by the offense as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Mike 20, Mike 20, Mike 20. Get the ball. 70, check 24. Kill.
Back to throw. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. It's a 9-yard pickup on the play, and it'll be second and about a yard.
Brings up 2nd and a yard.
Check. Warrior 70. Hot route. Hot. There we go, Mike 20. Check.
Now back to throw. And this one incomplete. Oh, he couldn't hang on to it in the end zone, and that's one that'll haunt you. And now it brings up 3rd down. Back to throw again. He'll get this to his tight end, Gesicki. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. Sanders' kick is good. And that will do it for this first half. So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning to this one. As we go up to Orlando now and hand it over to Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach. The Jets going to get the football first, and they trail as well as we get back underway in this second half. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And they have a mountainous deficit looming in front of them. It was really, Charles, a disaster of a first half. So where do they go from here?
Well, first thing they have to remember is that what's done is done, and there's no going back. And now
look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And this is picked up by the Dolphins. And they will finally get him, but not until he's all the way down inside the 15-yard line. And they came out of the locker trailing. Not a good way to start this second half with their first drive.
Can't imagine that the discussion at halftime encompassed this at all. In fact, I'm sure they talked about, okay, kind of wipe the slate clean, start the second half, and let's go out and play the way we know that we can. That's not a great example of it.
They didn't envision that. So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging into our second half blowout material. And to give this time to the tailback. And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about. So erase the red zone score. They'll have to dial that one up again.
And you know how difficult it is to strike in the red zone because things are a little bit more condensed. They've got to go back to their play chart and see if they can dial up another one.
They'll set up to throw. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
I think we can all understand what they're thinking right now. They take over the ball in field goal range after the turnover, so they've got that in their hip pocket. But they've got to go for the end zone and turn this into a bigger points. Their thinking is a touchdown is really what they should get from starting here. Getting 3 points at the end of this drive, that would feel disappointing.
Touchdown, Dolphins. Salvon Ahmed with his second touchdown of the game, number 8 on the season. And the Dolphins use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And the lead will swell by 1 more. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And the turnover last time, that's sort of been symptomatic of their struggles here in this one.
Big word. I like it, though, because you're exactly right.
You like that, don't you?
All game long, they've struggled moving the ball, turning it over on the last possession. Is that word again, symptomatic?
Yeah.
I like that.
Your analysis, symptomatic of the success of this broadcast.
What I like is that you gave me the word, and I just kept using it.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Out of the gun, they run with Carter. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
On 3rd down, Wilson. And a dangerous throw there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
So they're going to come to the line here, and it appears try to go for it on 4th.
56 to Mike, boys. 56. Check 56.
They'll try and throw for it with Wilson. It's caught by Jackson. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. A big pickup of 12 yards on 4th down to keep this drive from stalling. Now Wilson on 1st down. That went into the hands of his tailback, Samuels. And he's out of bounds just before the midfield stripe at the 49.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
Let's go, Heavy. Heavy, what you got? What you got, Heavy? What you got, Heavy? Give me some. Give me some.
And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. Give him 12 yards there, and the Jets have a first.
I know a lot of times we like to put players in certain boxes. He does this and he does that. But this guy, he can do a little bit of everything. He's not just a lead blocker or a guy who protects the passer. Handing the ball, you might want to get out of the way.
This time, Jackson will throw it. That's into a crowd and intercepted. Picked off by Noah Igbenogany. And the Dolphins are going to have it here just past the 25. Defensively that time, they were in zone coverage. As a rookie QB, what lesson can you learn there?
Well, understand this. You saw zone in college, and the defensive backs reacted, but they don't react like they do on this level. So when they're in zone and they see the ball coming to them, they'll react at least a half a second faster. You've got to know where you want to go with the ball and be decisive with it. Otherwise, the end result can be something you don't like.
He'll try again with the arm here on second down. Throw right side, going to be caught here by Waddle. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. That one good for 13 and a Dolphin first down. Inside 4 minutes to go, third quarter. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. Third quarter from Miami. This is 2nd and 10. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. He finds Smith out of the backfield. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
A fight for it, and this is caught. It's caught indeed. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. Well, they only needed a small gain on third down. They end up getting over 30 yards. They'll look to throw again. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Finally, a good play there defensively on the deep ball. The secondary has had its struggles this entire game. Offensively, they've had their way with them.
Check 13. Check 13. Watch that. Watch that.
Play number 7 coming on this drive. It's 3rd and inches. Again, he'll drop to throw. And this is going to be incomplete.
I think that was a good job there defensively. They did allow him to drive all the way downfield, but once they got their backs to the goal line, they really turned up the pressure.
Yeah, they let him get all the way down here. Now the field shrinks. They've struggled to convert, and that last incompletion brings up 4th. They'll try and run for it. The Dolphins can't convert on 4th down, and the Jets are going to get the football back.
Partner, when you see a running play stop short like that, you just know that the defensive front, they won the battle of leverage and created the push back into the opposing backfield.
And for the offensive coordinator, whether you had 1 yard to go or 20 yards to go on 4th down, now you're probably saying, oh, maybe I should have passed it, right?
Yeah, hindsight is always 20/20.
Oh, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Jerome Baker. And his guys are going to take over at the 21-yard line.
Jason Sanders for the Dolphin field goal. A 38-yard attempt.
Oh, and Sanders pushed it to the right. No good.
Always disappointing when you miss a field goal, but when you're playing against a defense this good, you and I both know that's a crucial miss because you can't afford to leave any points out there. You've got to take them when you can.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And last time, one-play interceptions, so this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it.
And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked up by Xavier Howard, and they're going to set up shop at the 27-yard line. Certainly not what he was hoping for, Charles. That's now 3 interceptions in this ball game.
But there's a lot of knowledge to be gleaned every time you throw an interception if you do things the right way. And hasn't there been a pretty darn good quarterback along the way who threw a lot of interceptions early, learned from them, and became great later?
Who would that be?
That'd be one Peyton Manning. Threw 28 his rookie year. That's the NFL record. How'd things turn out for him?
I think okay. He's a guy in all the commercials now, right?
Yeah, I think he's doing okay.
Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived. And I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. Here's Jackson to throw. And he's going to let it go deep. And the trick play doesn't work. Good reaction there defensively. And it'll be 4th down. I know he wants to get his team back in the game, but a 50-50 ball right there that maybe was a little questionable.
Yeah, he's pretty lucky to get that one back. I think that sometimes these quarterbacks play with a lot of confidence that borders on arrogance, and that can put your team in some Dutch.
Yeah, especially maybe want to look at some safer routes after the interception he had that ended their last drive. A big roll of the dice on 4th and 1, but it pays off. They convert. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the 3rd quarter of action. We're off to the 4th quarter here in Week 15. Happy holidays to all. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a 1st down.
Brandon, you know how we talk about having wrinkles in a game plan? That was a fold right there. How about that play? Being able to change things up. You think anyone else on the team's going to get the ball, and in that situation, they surprise everyone and give it to their big guy.
He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
They've definitely established a rhythm on this drive, moving the ball quite well. And big man with football is an integral part of the whole thing.
And this won't be enough to pick up the 1st. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1. But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
This will be play number 8 here on the drive. It's 3rd and a yard. Now it's Jackson. Forced out. And he lost the football. And this is picked up by the Dolphins. And they are going to set up shop at the 32-yard line.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. But it's been pretty symptomatic of what we've seen all game with them, isn't it? Down this big in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, you'd say an afternoon to forget, absolutely. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And they have to be feeling pretty good. Comfortable 4th quarter lead as they take over following the fumble recovery.
Watch the screen, watch the screen.
And they'll run on the inside handoff. 69 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And he will finally be taken down at the Jets' 12-yard line. No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the fourth quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that off.
And now a fumble. The ball's out, and the Jets have recovered. And, partner, I know hindsight's always 20/20, but, man, just in general, those laterals, they can be so risky, and we see the risk that can be involved right there.
And you just have to know, and we've seen it because we've been at a lot of practices, it's not something that's practiced very often. You know, in that situation, you don't see guys really working on it. Maybe like we're bringing the rugby guys in to help us with tackling. Maybe we ask them to help us with the laterals as well and make that a better play.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And he'll take this forward only up to about the 7. Obi Melifonwu with the tackle. Play action. Now Jackson. Oh, into a sea of defenders and intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And it'll be first and goal at the 7-yard line. CD, this defense, man, at this rate, they're just having fun out there right now.
And normally with this type of a lead, if you're a starter on defense, you're saying, hey, let the other guys play. But with this going on, no one wants to come out of the game. They all want their shot at picking off a pass.
Well, they can probably live with that with this late lead in the fourth quarter. That's one of the few things that's gone wrong.
You're exactly right. This one was well in hand. That kick there was more for cosmetics, you know, to add to their score. Not getting it, that shouldn't harm them at all.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive.
Big stop, let's go.
After the fumble recovery, it's Jackson buying time to his left. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and that'll bring up a second and just about a few inches here. And he'll have a Jets first down as he'll take this up to the 38-yard line.
I don't know about you, partner, but on second and inches, a lot of the times I'm leery about the offensive guys thinking about taking a shot downtown. Instead, they just hand it to the big man and let him run.
And it's a fumble. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line. And the Dolphins have got it. And I don't know that that fumble is going to matter a whole lot. You look at the deficit here in the fourth. It doesn't matter. The coach on the sideline still scratching his head.
Yeah, not only scratching his head, but probably writing a note or two about we're going to address this come practice next week because maybe that's the reason we're down this far. Doesn't matter at this point, but being sloppy throughout the game, not going to help them improve.
Check 40.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. Here's Fuller with a catch. It'll be a pickup of 16 and a Dolphin first down.
Partner, I have to tell you, just one word keeps coming to mind from watching them this afternoon, and that's impressive. They have been impressive from the opening kickoff, and they haven't let up here even into the fourth quarter.
Check 45's the mic. Check 45's the mic. Watch the curl. Watch the curl. Back.
Throwing is Dolgala. Open man is Waddle, complete. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. So it goes as a completed pass, but they lose a full 5 yards.
When you lose that kind of yardage on a pass play, you often expect it to be a sack. But that wasn't the case there. They completed the pass. Probably would have been better off just dropping the football and making an incompletion as opposed to catching it and losing that kind of yardage.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Dolphins have it as we welcome you back in. They've got a second down now as they look to salt this one away. And this one's not close, not even close. Short and to the right, it's no good. And this score will stay right where it is. So that's now 12 points that they've left on the field, 4 missed field goals.
Now, you and I were both hoopers, so you know it's like being a shooter in basketball. Sometimes when things go wrong, it gets in your head, and it's tough to get back on track. And that one, it never had a chance.
On the carry, it's Jackson. Room here to run. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. First play of the drive, a success, 19 yards.
Watching that run takes me back to something a famous old coach once said. Any player he wants on his team, he wants him to be agile, mobile, and most definitely hostile.
2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down. They follow up the gain of 2 with a gain of 1 that time. And the line to gain here is the 37 on third down.
Well, that's not a run that's going to make any of the highlight tapes, but they've been moving it well all game on the ground. This is another one that keeps them moving forward.
And the line to gain here is the 37 on third down.
My game. Coming to you.
Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it'll be fourth down.
Well, praise has to go to the guys in the offensive line because they've had a very nice, productive day running the football. How about that poor defensive line? They've been knocked around the entire game, and while they slowed them down on that run, can they continue to do so? Because they haven't had much success throughout this ball game.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Obi Melifonwu. And the Dolphins are going to take over once again at their own 37-yard line. The utter domination here just continues. This defense, I don't know what more we can say all around about their performance.
Well, it certainly feels in this game like maybe they're facing a Canadian defense. 12 guys on the field. It feels like there's an extra on every snap because they have really struggled to make headway through the air.
They're still throwing the football here. Now, obviously, the incompletion stops the clock. That's a bad thing.
Feels to me like they're just keeping them honest on defense because you know they're going to stack the line of scrimmage and try and stop any type of a running play. Short little passes may work.
There he goes, right side. 20, 10.
Woo!
And he gets this all the way inside the Jets' 20 into the red zone. Now the Jets going to use the second of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with 13 seconds left to play. And he missed it. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is. 5 missed field goals, just a disastrous performance.
And he won't get another chance, I can't imagine. Partner, he may want to get the resume ready, too.
Yeah, maybe time to dust it off. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. He's going to let it fly. And now here is another interception. Picked up by Javon Holland. And you have to wonder, Charles, a game like this, 5 interceptions, what does this do to the psyche of a young quarterback?
Well, based on the fact that he's still out there and he threw a 5th interception, I'm wondering if his head coach believes that he's really strong mentally and wants him to play through it. Because
And now off to the races, down the right side, the 30. And DP goes into Jets territory before being taken down. Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feel like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for Miami, they get back to 500 now as the win moves them to 7-7. And they will hit the road next week for a date with the New Orleans Saints. Meanwhile, for the Jets, it'll be loss number 6 of the season for them. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves next week at home against Jacksonville. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.